everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, as usual, I have to invite everybody to become a part of this community. Why? Because it is the best. It is. And if you don't believe me, go in the comments, talk to somebody, chit chat with somebody, and I promise you, you are going to be impressed. Why? Because they are a pretty impressive group, if I have to say so myself. And I am not just hyping them up. It's because they are. And if you want to be a part of this community, you know what you need to do? You need to go down in those settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. It's free. Why not? And also, while you're down there, hit that notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And I do pop in quite often. And also, give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Let me tell y'all, newsflash, I have it in a chokehold. I do. And it's all because of y'all's help. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the thumbs ups. It is really, really helping with that algorithm. Also, I just want to thank all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Let me tell you, it really, really helps. And I know it's not easy, so thank you, thank you, thank you for the support. It means everything. Also, look over there in the corner. That's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my little channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, our Super Thanks button is right over there in the other corner. And all donations to the channel is always, always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, I have a couple of shout outs and an announcement. Yes, I have an announcement as well. And first up is ALC. ALC is a ride or die, always coming through with the support, always in the chat, always in those comments. I'm telling you, I love it, and I am so grateful that ALC is a part of this community. So thank you, thank you, thank you, ALC. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for being here. It is everything. Next, I want to give a big shout out to Lorna Williams. Lorna, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being a part of this community. Lorna is everything. She is faithful. She's always in the comments dropping knowledge. I'm telling you, if anybody knows anything about anything, it's Lorna. She knows about the royals way better than I do. And I'm telling you, I am always looking for her comments because she always comes with something that I don't even know. I love it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Lorna. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being a part of this community. You are such a big part of why this community is so great. It is. It's great because of people like you, Lorna. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the super thanks again, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, we have a new channel member. We do. And let me tell you, I am so thrilled. I am so over the moon. I am, because our new channel member is Eagle Eye. Yes, Eagle Eye. Someone who has been in the chat and is always dropping the knowledge in there. Yes, always showing up to support all the time. And let me tell you, when I saw the Eagle Eye was our new channel member, our newest member of the reading club. I was over the moon. I was so thrilled. So all I want to say is welcome, 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 Eagle Eye. Welcome to the reading club. We are so thrilled to have you. We are. And because you are now an official member of the reading club, you can go over to the community page, and over there will be your official welcome to the reading club. Yes, I am so thrilled. I am so happy. I am just over the moon to have Eagle Eye as a part of the reading club. And I want everybody, when you get the opportunity, please go over to the community page and welcome Eagle Eye to the reading club, because like I said, I cannot be happier to have Eagle Eye. I cannot. So go over there and show Eagle Eye some love. All right, y'all, I'm going to play something and then we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all. I just want to give another quick thank you to ALC. Thank you, ALC, for the super thanks. Thank you. Lorna Williams, thank you for the super thanks. And Eagle Eye, our new channel member. Thank you, Eagle Eye. And welcome to the reading club. And y'all don't forget to go over to the community page and show Eagle Eye some love. Don't forget. All right, y'all know what time it is, and it's time for the read. And y'all know when I am putting the read together, y'all know what I do. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly what I have done today. I have been all over the place. Now, I hadn't been everywhere, but I've been all over. I'm telling you, I was over to TikTok, and let me tell you, I love the TikTok squatties. I do. They are so thought-provoking. I mean, they absolutely see things from so many different angles, especially sometimes, I tell you, from angles that I never even thought of. That's why I love going over to TikTok. I was on Instagram. I went over there, see what the Instagram squatties was talking about, stalked Megan a little bit. I don't think she has anything new up. But yes, I absolutely did that. And then, y'all know I made my way over to X, formerly known as Twitter. I lovingly call the sewer. And let me tell you, the squatties are over there. And my timeline is still giving me life. It is. Why? Because all of the packages are starting to arrive. They are, and the squatties are just so excited. They are over the moon about getting their honey, getting their crate mix, getting their cookie mix, just getting their spreads. And I am loving every minute of it. I am living through them. And let me tell you, it is so, so wonderful. It is so great to see our community, our squad being so happy. I love it. I love it so much. And like I did in my last podcast, I am going to share a couple, maybe even three, of some of the posts that the squatties are posting that are coming down my timeline of them receiving their packages. And I'm telling you, some squatties are so funny, they are even posting their out for delivery notices. Yes, they are just that excited, and I love it. Also, we're going to talk about what's going down, over there across the pond. Like I said in my last podcast, we need to get our popcorn and our wine. And I'm telling you, it is going to be a show. And I don't know what's going on with Kate. And that's something we're going to talk about. But this new Tom Sykes article has got me saying, I must say, and we're going to talk about that. And we're just going to talk about a whole lot of different things. We got quite a bit to talk about. So let's get started. Y'all know I absolutely love being messy. And it looks like I'm going to have plenty of opportunities to be messy coming up. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, we're going to start with this. And this particular squatty posted her honey and her crepe mix. But what makes this so special is that she had missed out last time. And y'all remember when it was just kind of chaos, the first drop, it was kind of chaos, and people thought that they had got honey or got the crepe mix, paid for it, and then Megan, her company had to come back and say, no, we didn't have enough, but we're going to send it to you. Once we restock, we'll send it to you. We're going to refund your money, and we're going to send you the product for free when we restock. Well, this particular squatty was one of those people. And guess what? Megan did exactly what she said she was going to do. This squatty said, just out of the blue, her items showed up, her free items that Megan had promised once the restock happened that they were going to get. And she posted her honey and her crepe mix. Yes, I love it. And the post says this: I was one of the lucky recipients of the email as well, and I've gotta say it was pretty delightful seeing this show up on my doorstep without me even having to place an order. Class act and above and beyond customer service. Yes, it showed up just like Megan said it would. And this other squatty that reposted this said, promise kept. As always, promise kept. I love it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And like I was saying earlier, squatties are even posting their notices that their items are out for delivery. They are excited about that. This particular squatty posted theirs and said, OMG, I wasn't supposed to get my order until Friday, but it's coming today. Thanking the team at As Ever Official for the speed of service. Yes, hashtag Sussex Squad, hashtag As Ever Megan, hashtag We Love You Megan. I love it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And I must say, this one made me cackle because you can't see it, but it's a meme of a lady, with her pocketbook on her arm, and she sits in a chair and sits right next to the mailbox to make sure that she does not miss the mail. And I'm telling you, I just got so tickled. And this particular squatty posted that meme and said, looking at things I need to be outside to wait for the mailman to deliver my first order of As Ever products. My bragging rights on this street has increased. Y'all wait for the first and let me get my order. You see, this Megan's internet will not contain us. I will be so dramatic. Yes, this particular squatty is on pins and needles waiting for her order to come. Now, the reason I got so tickled when I saw this meme of the lady sitting outside next to her mailbox, my grandmother used to actually do that. She did. When it was the day for her Social Security check, and that was before they used to put it in your bank account. She used to sit outside and wait for the mailman to come. She absolutely did. And I just found this so funny and so sweet. And it reminds me of my grandmother. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And when I saw this, I chuckled about this one as well because we all know that the derangers, all the ugly old hags, all the skanks, the trolls, the flying monkeys, the toadies, they are so butthurt because Megan's second drop just sold out. I have saw them whining and crying all up and down these social media streets. And let me tell you, and their big flex, they think that it is a flex now. They are saying the reason that Megan's second drop sold out, it was all an orchestrated thing with the squad. Her supporters are the reason why they sold out. And this particular squatty posted about that and said, them, her merchandise only sold out because her squatties bought multiple items. And then the squatter said, Megan, and nothing but money bags. Megan was saying, ching, 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 money, money, money. Megan was making money. But you know what I would say to this troll, to this deranger, and what I have been telling them? Duh. Of course it was the squatties. Of course it was her supporters buying multiple items. What are you talking about? Who you think are buying these items? Some Martian or somebody from another planet? I mean, that is what happens when you have a following. They support you. I mean, can you imagine saying something as stupid and dumb as this? But we all know they have really been saying some dumb stuff here lately. But this right here is so stupid. Talking about the reason her second drop sold out was because her followers, the squatties, bought multiple items. Duh! Of course, that's what happened. I cannot with these people. I can't. I cannot do stupid. All right, y'all, we're going to change gears a little bit and we're going to dive into this article from Tom Thumbhead Sykes about Kate because let me tell you, these internet streets are still hot talking about what's going on with Kate, speculating what might be going on with Kate and William, and also all of the negative stories being planted and all the briefing that is coming out of Buckingham Palace because Charles is pissed. He is tired of the disrespect that is coming from Kate and coming from William. But basically, they seem like they going for Kate. And Kate seems like she is falling apart. And this right here really, really kind of make me feel some kind of way. And I'll tell you why. Just a little pressure applied to Kate looked like she just cannot handle it. She's falling apart. And then she plays such a vital role in the attack and the smear campaign of Meghan. And how can you just fall apart? How can you be such a fragile person, but yet and still be a part of, causing so much damage to someone else's mental health? That's what I don't understand. To me, that right there says everything you need to know about Kate's personality. She is a selfish individual who only thinks about herself. And that is the reason why I have zero sympathy for Kate. I have zero empathy for Kate. And also, that is another reason why I believe Kate is lying about this cancer. I do. Because she cannot pull it off. She just cannot. And she folds like a tent every time she is put on the world stage. I just cannot with her. But I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted that article from Tom, Thumbhead Sykes out of the Daily Beast. And the name of the article is Kate Middleton Recalibrating Her Entire Life as Prince William Hides on His Birthday. Now, I must say, when I saw the title of this article, I was saying to myself, what has happened to Kate that she feels like she has to recalibrate her whole life? To me, that is a very dramatic statement. What has gone down that Kate is just reevaluating her existence here on Earth? Is that what she's saying? What is wrong here? And this particular squatty that posted this article said this: Megan's Instagram. That's what's Megan's Instagram has Kate recalibrating her whole life. And it goes on. Megan's Instagram has broken them. Where is the lie? That is the reason why she's recalibrating. Meghan and Harry's popularity is thriving, is growing. People are coming to their side. People are supporting them, and not that family over there. When they got a load of that balcony, when they walked out on that balcony and saw the difference between the following year and this year, and maybe even look into the future and see what next year is going to be like, she couldn't handle that because Kate needs propping up. Her and William both, they need for people to prop them up because they don't have anything. They don't have anything. They absolutely are empty vessels, hollow, no substance whatsoever. So they need people to pretend like they do in order for them to go on. But when faced with reality, they cannot handle it. She loves a standing ovation for nothing. She loves, I go back to Wimbledon last year. She absolutely stood there, took that standing ovation, knowing she had precancerous cells and not cancer. She stood there, took that standing ovation, and just soaked it in. You should look at her face when they are giving her that standing ovation. This is the true Kate. She wants to be applauded. She wants to be revered. She wants to be uplifted for doing nothing because she doesn't have the capability of doing anything. But she wants that praise. And when she finds out that the world has made a major shift and you literally have to do something for people to admire you, she is recalibrating her whole life because of it. And Megan has shown her to be a mediocre individual. She has been exposed and she cannot handle it. So I agree with this squatty when they say, when this squatty says Megan's Instagram has broken them. It absolutely did. And it goes on to say, it's clear that they are all rattled by Harry and Meghan's surging global appeal. Where it's a lie. Because we all know that's the reason they don't want Harry and Meghan in the UK. Because they know Harry and Meghan barrier pole will blow them out of the water. I always have to go back and reference Invictus, the 10th anniversary, and how the people of the United Kingdom showed up for their beloved prince. They showed up for their beloved son. They did. They showed up for Harry. Harry had him wrapped around the block where Charles shows up in front of a building and people do not stop walking past him. They don't even say, oh, there's the king, and stop. They keep on going to wherever they're going. They don't even care enough to stop and recognize him. And the same for William. William has completely stopped going out where he interacts with the public. He keeps doing engagements, small engagement with people surrounding him, looking at things and pretending like he's interested in them. He does those kind of engagements now, or cut a ribbon, or pull a curtain back with a string, that reveals a plaque or some nonsense engagement like that. You do not see William engaging with the public. Not at all. Because every time he does that, he gets booed. He does. And that is exactly what happened to Kate. And they cannot handle it. Their fragile egos cannot handle it. And this Squatty goes on to say, then last week's very loud boos showed a hostile public who are sick of the royal sponging. Yes, they booed her. They just absolutely booed her with the children. They knew then that even the children could not save them because the public even booed them and the children. I'm just saying. And she could not handle it. And how do I know that? It's in this article. So let's get into the article. And like I said, it's going to show you that Kate can't handle anything. But yet and still, she had no problem in helping to perpetrate the most vicious, the most abusive smear campaign against her sister-in-law, and was loving every minute of it. Why? Because it benefited her. This is who Kate is. That is the reason why I have no sympathy for her. If she hadn't been so cruel to Megan, I would have sympathy for her. But this is just karma coming around, knocking on her door, kissing her in the mouth. And how can I feel bad about that? Because this right here is well deserved. Everything that William and Kate and Charles and his horse are getting right now, karma, is all well deserved. Because if you've been on these internet streets as long as I've been on these internet streets, you know all of the low down, dirty stuff that the Draft 4 has perpetrated on Harry, Meghan, and their kids. So I have no sympathy for them. So that is why I take such pleasure in their downfall. I really do. Where's my popcorn? Where is my glass of wine? I am loving it. All right. The name of the article, like I said earlier, is Kate Middleton recalibrating her entire life as Prince William hides on his birthday. This is what they have come to. Yes, they really thought they were doing something when they ran Harry and Meghan out of town. They just knew when Harry and Meghan left that everything was going to be all right. Everything was going to fall in place. They were going to become the it couple, and everything was going to be right in the land. But it hadn't worked out that way, has it? I'm telling you, it hadn't worked out for Charles and his horse, and it hadn't worked out for Willie and his mannequin. And none of it has worked out. They have been completely miserable. And karma has showed up. And I love it. I do. Like I said, let's get into this article because it's delicious, I must say. And like I said, the name of the article is Kate Middleton Recalibrating Her Entire Life as Prince William Hides on His Birthday. It says Prince William and Princess Kate Middleton issued a new photo of William on Saturday, and then they talk about them and the puppies. And it says, but otherwise, he hid himself away from the public's view as Kate recalibrates her entire life after a bruising after a bruising week in which she canceled a high profile public appearance. What bruising week was that? She went to what? Two engagements? This was going to be her third. She went to Trooping the Colors. She went to I think the Order of the Garter. She went to that, and she was due to ride in a carriage and, you know, go to Royal Ascot and have champagne. That's all she had to do, and she just could not do that. And it was all such a bruising week. And it goes on to say, Kate's team cited her need to find balance as she recovers from cancer when she fails to appear at the iconic carriage ride at Royal Ascot Races on Wednesday alongside of the King. By pulling out of such a high profile event just over an hour before she was due to appear, Kate sowed panic and confusion among royal staff. Although press reports in the United Kingdom have largely played down the drama. Well, we all know that they took their marching orders. We all know that they have that press in a headlock. They're going to do what those palaces tell them to do. Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace is telling them to, go on about their business. It's nothing to see here. And that's exactly what they have done. And it says multiple sources told the Daily Beast they expected Case to dramatically scale back. Listen to this now. Multiple sources told the Daily Beast that they expect Kate to dramatically scale back her personal appearance, her public appearances for the rest of the year and instead increase her online and digital footprint. Can you believe that? Scale back her appearances. She never does anything. I mean, she had did two engagements. That was about her, I would say maybe her eighth appearance this year. And we're in June. This is half of the year is gone already. And Kate hadn't broke 10, I don't believe. But yet and still, she's going to scale them back even more. This is crazy. Kate has quit the royal family because my whole thing is, can she be considered a working royal if she doesn't work? It is crazy to me. What are you talking about? You do maybe 10 engagements in half a year and you want to scale back from that? It's something going on. It is something literally big going on. And the more I keep, analyzing this, Kate has had a nervous breakdown. Something is going on with her mental health because she absolutely cannot handle three engagements in 2 days. And they're like 30 minutes, an hour, at the most. It is ridiculous to me. And Charles, who is ongoing with his cancer treatment, for his performative cancer, he's 76 years old and he was out there at Royal Ascot every day. That is the reason why this looks so sus to so many people. How can it be that this 43-year-old woman cannot do what a 76-year-old man is doing? I mean, it is ridiculous. I mean, all she had to do was ride in the carriage, but they are acting like she has literally had a nervous breakdown. This is the vibe I'm getting. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but this is the vibe I am getting, that she has absolutely come apart at the seams and they're just trying to hold her together. But like I said, I still have no sympathy for her. None. I don't. Because let's think back. Megan was 6 months pregnant and they were heaping so much abuse on her to the point where Megan wanted to unalive herself. She was having unaliving ideations. And what did they do? They just put it on her more. They just went in more. Just planning story after story after story. Article after article after article just came out. And just everywhere she went, everything she did, even had the public talking to her, telling her stuff about that old no good sperm donor called a father. Her father. Yes, but now they want you to have sympathy for Kate. Well, I'm sorry, I have none. When I said none, I mean zero. And if it could be less than zero, I would say that too. This woman deserves nobody's sympathy, nobody's empathy, because she played an active role in trying to destroy her sister-in-law when she was walking around pregnant with her child. She had no sympathy whatsoever. She was happy to take the benefits of the smear campaign. Let's not get it twisted. The first lie, even Megan said this in the Oprah Winfrey interview, that the first lie that started to destroy and to attack her character was the lie about the flower girls dresses, that Megan somehow made her cry. And we all know where that story came from. Well, they told us where that story came from many, many times over. It came from Kensington Palace. Yes. So I have zero sympathy, none, especially when this is just karma. This is what we call here in the South her comeuppance. They want us to feel sorry for Kate. This is what this article is all about, trying to whip up some kind of empathy for Kate. But I'm sorry. Like I said earlier, I have none, zero, nilch, nada, nothing. I'm telling you, my tank is empty of sympathy for this woman. All I can say is I have as much sympathy for Kate as Kate had for Megan. I'm just saying. I get a load of this. It says another royal insider said the important thing here is Kate's recovery. It was too much, unfortunately, for her to have 3 appearances in under a week. How in the world do they expect anybody to feel sorry for Kate? I mean, 3 appearances within a week when people have to show up to work every day who is battling cancer. She says she is in remission. She says that she has ended chemo. And it is people actively going to work with a port in their body. What are you talking about? How are you going to pull this off? I'll tell you, you're not. Because people are not going to fall for the okie doke. And that's all this is. It's the okie doke. And get a load of this, y'all. It says a well-connected source of a former royal staffer told the Daily Beast Kate is recalibrating her entire life, her entire work-life balance. Wednesday was a wake-up call, not a one-off. She has never found public appearances and the forensic attention and criticism that goes with them at all easy to deal with, and it was just too much this week. What a snowflake. What if you had to be criticized and put under a microscope and analyzed and picked apart like Megan is done, what is done to Megan on the daily? But yet and still she's saying that she never enjoyed that. Well, you never had that until now. Until now. Because this is the blowback from the smear campaign. The smear campaign that you and your husband and your father-in-law and your stepfather, well, your step horse-in-law decided to perpetrate against a woman who had done nothing except her best. Yes, and because she did her best and it showed you up for your mediocrity, then y'all went in to destroy her. And now you have to deal with the blowback. You do. You have to deal with the reaction to your original action. Yes, it is always some pushback coming. Y'all didn't expect that. And now here you are saying you can't handle it. And my advice to you would be to advise whoever is at the helm of this smear campaign against Harry and Meghan and tell them to stop it. Stop it. Let this couple live in peace. And then, and only then, maybe things will get better for you. Yes, try that. Leave Harry and Meghan alone and see how it works out for you. I'm just saying. And this part right here, the blame game, we knew it was going to come down to them blaming Harry and Meghan. And it says the last few years have been horrific. The disgusting things that Harry said about her and William and her family. What did Harry say about her, William, and her family? What horrific things are that? See, the lying, it continues. The smearing, it continues. These people do not want to change. All they want to do is for it not to affect them too. They don't like the blowback. It's the blowback. It is not the perpetrating of the smear campaign, the hurting, the abuse, the lying, the scandalizing of Harry and Meghan's name. That is not the problem. This is not why she is feeling the way she's feeling. She's feeling the way she's feeling because of the blowback, because of the people starting to wake up to the grift, because of the Sussex squad pushing back. Not because of the smear campaign they have perpetrated against Harry and Meghan. Because look at this, continuing it, even in the article where she is asking and trying to manipulate people into having sympathy for her. Talking about Harry's horrific things that he said about her, William, and her family. What was that? Can anybody enlighten me what Harry said was so horrific towards her and her family and William? I'm sorry. What was that? He has said nothing of this such that I know of. The only thing that Harry said in that book about William is that William attacked him, and he did. How is that horrific? And he said that Kate made Meghan cry and he brought the receipts. How is that horrific? And the whole thing about Harry attacking her family, what other family did he attack? He ain't attacked no family. All he did was tell the truth. The only person who was attacked was Harry and Meghan. These people, this is why. This is why I have no sympathy for these people. None. Absolutely none. Because they do stuff like this. This is why this so-called former royal staffer out here lying, planning lies against Harry, talking about Harry done attacked them. Horrific attack on her, William, and their family. Knowing that that is a bald-faced lie. I cannot with these people. I cannot. And I'm going to start it over. I'm going to read it again. It says, the last few years have been horrific. The disgusting things that Harry said about her and William and her family. Disgusting things. I can't with these people. And the relentless speculation about her and William and the Queen's death and the king's diagnosis, which has had them both thinking that they were going to have to take over, and then her own cancer diagnosis and treatment. It's all taking a toll, and if she needs more time to recover, William will fight tooth and nail to see she is given it. Now, she is saying that the first thing that she said, that the reason why she is in the condition she is now is Harry. Didn't say anything about anything else except Harry. Attack on Harry, talking about the disgusting things that Harry said about her, William, and her family. Harry said no such thing. Harry spoke the truth, came with the receipts, and said, "This is what they did to me." How is that disgusting? Still trying to play that same old smear game. And that is the reason why we will never, ever stop until they stop. This is who these people are. And I knew it. I knew it. I knew they were going to find some kind of angle to try to blame Harry or Meghan or Harry and Meghan. And here it is, talking about Harry's disgusting attack or disgusting, how did she put it? Disgusting things that he said about her, William, and her family. Do you mean the truth, Kate? The truth? Is the truth disgusting to you? I'm just saying, I cannot with these people. And I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted one of the excerpts from this article from the Daily Beast, the part where it says, one well-connected source, a former royal staffer, told the Daily Beast Kate is recalibrating her entire life. Her entire life. Why? Because you got booed. Why? Because your smear campaign is not working anymore. Why? Because you're finally getting some scrutiny, that people are looking at you for who you are, calling you out on your nonsense, and you have to recalibrate your life because of that. And we all know that your husband said that you didn't have cancer. What is the problem here? And it goes on to say Wednesday was a wake-up call, not a one-off. She has never found the public appearances and the forensic attention and criticism, that criticism part. She cannot handle criticism, but yet and still she participates in a smear campaign against her sister-in-law, not because her sister-in-law did anything, but because her sister-in-law is better at everything than she is. That is the reason why. This is the same woman who is walking around here trying to act like she is so pitiful, but yet and still, when the queen passed away and they were out there doing that walkabout, she stepped to Meghan. She did. And Meghan fell back. This is the bully. She is the bully. But yet and still, somehow she has tried to cloak herself in victimhood. I don't think so. I don't think so. Too much evidence is out there that you are no victim. You are the one who is absolutely perpetrating all of the abuse. You stepped to Meghan. You were the aggressor, but yet and still somehow Harry said all these disgusting things. Stop it. Just stop it. And talking about she doesn't like the forensic attention. No, she don't like it when people start calling her out on a bull crap. She don't like that. That's what she's talking about. Actually being held accountable, actually being called out for the bullshit. Her and William, neither one can handle that. Very thin skin. But all I can say is don't get in the game if you can't handle the roughness of it. Because y'all started this. You started it. And then it goes on to say, at all easy to deal with. She never found it at all easy to deal with. And it was just too much this week. Yeah, because she was rolling down the streets of London, down that mall, and even with her kids in the carriage with her, she got mercifully booed. And she could not handle that because she literally bumped up against reality and she absolutely could not handle it. And it goes on to say, and it was just too much this week. Yeah, I'm sure it was. This squatty said, yeah, it was the booze from Trooping of the Color, the cause, the chaos. Apparently, she can't handle public attention and the criticism that comes with it. All I can say to that is don't dish it out if you can't take it. But we clearly can see that they want to continue to dish it out, but they don't want to deal with the consequences, the blowback of it. Because look at this article. They were quick and in a hurry to blame Harry. Put his name there first as a contributor to what's going on with her. Harry didn't say anything about her except that she made Megan cry and he brought the receipts. And he never would have said that if the lie had never been planted that it was the other way around, that Megan had made her cry. She did nothing to correct that whatsoever. She knew how character assassinating that particular statement was, that Megan had made her cry, and she reveled in that. And now she wants to try to feign victim because Harry corrected it. Get out of here. And then I guess Harry saying that he was attacked. These people, I cannot with these people. It gets me so wound up. It is ridiculous. But all I can say, it will always be blowback. It will always be blowback. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And it says, I think she never thought she would be disliked, that their shadiness against Megan would never be known. She hasn't been the same since being outed as one of the racist royals. Where is the lie? And let's not forget, it was not Harry nor Megan who outed her. That was Piers Morgan. Harry and Meghan said nothing about that. Nothing. Omed's book was released in one of those countries. It was printed by mistake, and there it went from there. Nobody said anything about it. The only person who outed them was Piers Morgan. If you got a problem, have it with him. But yeah, she never thought she would be disliked. She thought that they were going to get away with the destruction of Harry and Meghan, that they were going to be able to paint them as the villain. But in actuality, they have been shown to be the real villains of the story. And I love that for them. I do. And I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty reposted a post by Kaiser from Celebici. And they're talking about that article that I mentioned yesterday in my podcast about, it says, remember when Queen Elizabeth II told then Kate Middleton to get a job? They had reached back and got that story and had published it, and it was a new attack on her. And I was saying that, they have really started to complicate. That's when I really started noticing this. But this particular squatty posted that and said this, and they quoted Megan. They quoted Megan. Megan said, I wasn't being thrown to the wolves. I was being fed to the wolves. Megan Sussex. And then it says, Queen Elizabeth II was right. Was she not? Kate, in that article, basically they were saying that the Queen thought Kate was not a woman of substance, that she was lazy. And all I can say is, just like this squatty said, I agree. And then it goes on to say, what did the lazy vacation lover Megan made me cry can't think or believe that the wolves wouldn't come for her too one day? Anyway, I hope the wolves eat well. That's pretty much the sentiment of the squatties, that we have no sympathy whatsoever. Why would we? Because, like I said, look at that article. Still trying to smear Harry for no reason. Even in her victimhood, still trying to smear Harry. I have no sympathy. I'm like this squatty. I just hope that the wolves eat well. I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to put this up. This is going to be my last one on this subject. And it pretty much just says what the sentiment is on these internet streets when it comes to Kate. This squatty said, January 17, 2019, heavily pregnant woman with unaliving ideations after months of unrelenting, vicious media smear campaign, donned a gown and went out and did her duty. 6 years later, the woman who lies started the campaign, says she's not doing her duty because she spent 1 hour looking at mean signs. To me, that just puts it in a nutshell. Yes, I have no sympathy. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And it is about the Middletons and their grifting. And how, if this was Doria, how it would be article after article. It would be an article in the newspaper every day. The double standard when it comes to Kate and William and Harry and Meghan is just absolutely revolting for me. That is the reason why I became a squatty, because it is absolutely just stomach churning the way these people think that they can get away with the nonsense that they do, and then try to abuse Harry and Meghan to make these mediocres look better. But let's get back to the grifting Middletons. This particular squatty posted this to remind us how big a grift these Middletons have ran on the taxpayers of the United Kingdom. This squatty says, your daily reminder that Carol and Michael Middleton owes £208,749 to RBS Bank for a C virus business interruption loan. They owe $456,008 to another creditors, £1.4 million in unsecured loans, £612,685 to HMRC, and $176,000 to the taxpayer. Business failures, hashtag party pieces, hashtag raw grifters. Do you think if Doria owed a fraction of that, it would absolutely be on a loop where they would be writing story after story after story saying that Doria deserved to be in prison? But with those Middletons, you get narrow peek from these people. That's the reason why I said they're not journalists. They are PR people. PR, raw PR people. That's all they are. But yeah, just a reminder of the grift that these people have perpetrated on the United Kingdom. Yes, and then that family over there continues to do the same. And now they're feeling some kind of way because people are starting to wake up. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I want some good news, and the good news is about Invictus and its impact that it had on its host nation when it was in Canada in 2025. And I'm going to post it. This is out of the Power Online magazine. And it says Invictus Games 2025 had the biggest impact yet. 86 million economic impact, 425K indoor spectators, 425,000 indoor spectators. That is amazing. That is mind blowing. That's almost 500,000 people came to see these athletes in Invictus. That's crazy. And it says 800 media coverage, meaning 800 news organizations covered Invictus. And it says 2.2 billion reach, meaning on television, 2.2 million people. I guess that's with television, social media, and everything. That is amazing to me. And it says 383 jobs. It created jobs created. It says Prince Harry is the first and maybe the last royal to have this big impact in terms of service to people. Where is the lie? This is amazing to me. 2.2 billion reach, meaning that's how many people watched Invictus, on all the platforms. And I guess, the mainstream media. And see, it turns out that Harry didn't even need ITV. Even though they tried to do a catch and kill on Invictus, look what Invictus did in spite of their nonsense. This is why they cannot take Harry and Meghan, because every time they think that they can drag them down, Harry and Meghan level up. Every time. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, this is my last one, and I just love it. It is Duchess Meghan, Princess Lilibeth, Prince Archie, and Prince Harry, all barefoot. Yes, they're so not pretentious. They are so down to earth. And I just love it. I just love this. I don't know, the squatties that put it together, I never would have thought about this. This is so cute. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.